culture with DJ and painting graffiti art are expressed every day within the inner cities of America and the world. You are not doing hip hop. You are hip hop.
Oh, I tell you. So it's Friday. It's Friday, and I know we have a special time today, and that is because we have some special things going on. So I'm not going to stay here too long because I want to make sure I give enough time to my guest to make sure that we can have a great conversation. And of course, I'm getting like this little allergy thing coming. I tell you. But I do have a couple of announcements, some basic ones first, and then I'm gonna get into it. Guuuuurl Listen is it's a podcast, it's a video podcast. You can get on Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and tonight there will be a replay on Indie Soup Media. There will be a replay, so you can check it there as well. There's always a way to get a little bit of Gwendolyn in your life, you know what I'm saying? And although I'm not wearing them, my readers, my glasses, my progressives, they come from Glitz Optical. So whether you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can visit the store. But if you're not, you can, of course, go online and schedule a virtual consultation and get yourself hooked up. When I was a kid, I remember I had this pair of Jordache glasses. I thought it was cute. People. And then glasses fell out of favor. But they're back. So we can look good and see at the same time. Doesn't that make sense? Okay, let me stop. Let me do this. Let's play this intro and then we're going to get into it. Good afternoon. It's Gwendolyn and it's Friday, which means it's time for Guuuuurl Listen. So let me tell you where we are. We are streaming live to LinkedIn, which is nice, but we're also streaming live to YouTube, which is a better experience. And if you are on YouTube, I am cordially inviting you to like, share, and subscribe because, we do some things. And because it is Friday, it is another day. It's another time for That G is Fire Fridays. Yes, we're going to start here. We're starting here with the live edition of Guuuuurl Listen. We roll over to Indie Soup Media for a replay of Guuuuurl Listen. And then we have a new episode of Ladies Listen Up. We're talking about money today. We're talking about money. Budgeting to be more specific, but we are talking about money. Because, I don't think we can have enough conversations about money. As a matter of fact, tonight's conversation, we're discussing budgeting, but we're also talking about very charismatic people on social media who will have you committing crimes, right? Now, those of us who are of a different generation, we understand check kiting and things of that nature. We understand fraud, so we don't really get caught up in that. But, hey, the lessons are for everybody. I'm not judging. Before I go on, my mom is here. Hello to Mother. What's going on there, Ma? I told my mom I'm coming home because I have a senior session in Houston. And I said, Mother, what would you, before I could get my words out, she said, now, I just want y'all to know that as a parent, seeing your kids and seeing them live and love and da-da-da-da, I don't need anything special for Mother's Day. And I appreciate that. However, I still have to eat. So I'm like, Mama, I can cook something. I believe I'm doing some oxtails this weekend. I'm doing some oxtails, maybe some mashed potatoes, some green beans. I don't know if I want to do the cornbread, but I'm tempted. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be eating good this weekend at the Houston household, just because Gwendolyn's in town. Shout out to Hannah, who is here as well. Hello. Ron is also in the building. So yeah, it is Mother's Day, but every day truly is a day to celebrate your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to have a special day to do that. I will tell you that because it is a day where I have a special guest. Gwendolyn has a little something. Okay, so maybe every week I have a little something. I don't have a mocktail for this, but I have this Malibu Breeze, and it's cute and pink. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you. Feeling pretty good. But today's conversation, we have a guest. We have a great artist in the building, and it's when words are not enough. Our guest is none other than Terrell Swinton. The crowd is going wild.
I love that. I need that every time I come somewhere. Just that noise, if I can.
How are you,
Hello.
sir? How are you?
I am well. It's Friday, like you said, and of course, allergy season is a thing. So I'm also dealing with that, but I'm pushing through.
Yeah, I know there could be a slight thunderstorm rolling this way, so I thought maybe that's it. But I know when I roll into Houston, I'm going to have to bring out the nasal spray and all the drugs. So I'll be packing that today.
All of
Before
that.
we go too far, so you understand, you know.
Yes.
I do want to share with the people how they can connect with you and follow your art before we get into it. We will share this again, but he is on Instagram. Okay, but where is that? He is on Instagram. It's image or img underscore 0087. But before we get into who you are, we're gonna do what's called Fast Five. You ready?
Let's go.
All right, so I'm going to give you these topics, these subjects. You get to choose which one, right? And you can share a little bit of something behind it, right? So
Let's do it.
first one, cocktail or glass of wine.
Ooh, so last year I had stopped hard alcohol. So wines. I just actually entered them back in the beginning of this year or last year, hard alcohol. But I'll take wine. I'm a good wine, like a good Merlot. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Are you one for tastings?
Yes, I love wine tastings. Yes.
Next time I'm in town, not this weekend because I'm working.
All right, yeah.
But next time I'm in town,
yeah.
we're going to have to get together and do a wine tasting.
I love wine. Yes.
Now, I have to ask, have you been to Pure Noir in downtown?
Yes, I have. Yes.
I love, right?
It's the atmosphere is nice. The wine, of course. Yes.
We'll have to go back. Okay, and here's the deal. I will say this, because my sister, she stopped hard alcohol. Was it last year or the year before last? So I understand. Now, Gwendolyn, I do all the things in moderation, but I do all the things.
In moderation, and that's what it is. I think now I can do it, and I can actually say I'm a social drinker.
So I'm a social drinker. Next one. Beach lounging or river walking?
I am a beach boy. I love the beach. I'm originally from Orlando, Florida. So of course the beaches. I moved into Texas in 2008. Yeah.
Really? Is that all?
Yes. Yes.
Interesting. Now I will say this. In my former life, I had to open some stores in Florida. I pretty much spent 6 months in Florida. And I remember going on the west side and the east side, going to the beach.
Uh-huh.
And I said to myself, I could be here every day.
Yeah, you could get lost in the beach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every day. And I said, this cannot be the same Gulf of Mexico. It just can't.
No.
Because Galveston is not it.
Well, and I have my love for Galveston just because it's, I love beaches. But it's Tampa, Florida. There's a beach called Clearwater.
Yes.
So yes, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I made a list. So we hit St. Pete's, right?
Okay.
Hit Clearwater. We had to go to Cocoa on the other side. And then, of course, further up was Jacksonville Beach. So we have been all through the things.
That is awesome.
All through the things. And because Florida is not that wide, when I was working in Orlando, I would drive to Tampa to go to a gastro pub called Dat's. Now they're closed, but I loved their food.
Oh, see, I haven't been back to Florida and it's been some years. I definitely said I need to go back. Just yeah, like once I moved, I was like,
We have to get into that. I got to get into that. I mean, golly, Florida has its. Let me save that conversation. I'm going to table it. I'm going to table that one. All right, here we go. Here we go. Home cooked meal or eating out?
oh, I love a good home cooked meal. I love to cook, and I'm fortunate to have a lot of people in my life that also love to cook. So I get to try their food by, default. So definitely home cooked for sure.
Look at you. Now, would you consider yourself a home chef, or you still just sort of finding your way around the kitchen?
Absolutely not. I definitely would consider myself stick to it because I know I'm used to it. But I definitely love trying new recipes. I think the newest thing that I cooked was a chicken tikka masala. So that's yeah.
Oh, you doing some other things? Okay,
Right, I was like,
okay. It's like I'm finna get into it.
Yes.
Spur of the moment or perfectly planned?
Well, okay, so I'm an Aquarius, so yeah, right. That answers enough, right? So there is moments of that I love the spontaneity of everything, but then my rising is a Virgo, so
Oh, see, I knew it was something about you. I knew it. I knew
Right,
it.
so I
I
made
felt
up.
it in my heart.
I made up with that one. Yes, I'm a Virgo rising, so that right there, I'm very calculated and I like structure and all of those things. So yeah, I that's this. Ooh, this one's a hard one. Can I do middle of the road or I have to pick one?
Okay, well now as a fellow Virgo, I like both as well because I'm good for something that's planned out, but I will also like ditch it and just go do something.
Just do something, just because. Like, why not?
Yeah.
So if the Aquarian in me is gonna say, let's do the spur of the moment. Let's do something different and wild.
We have photo or video.
Oh, okay. So of course photo, but my love for videography has grown. It's something that I'm tapping into myself and learning to do. So I love it to be able to document and see it in real time, like moving in front of you. So beautiful.
See, I was wondering if you were gonna pick the video side because I have come to enjoy your compilation of the month.
Yes, yes, yes.
You put all your memories together. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's nice.
Yeah. So
I mean, I was like, oh, I'm digging that.
thank you. Thank you.
All right. I see you.
I love videos. I think that and we'll definitely hit this. I definitely think documentation. Yes, photos are, a great way to document, but I feel like visual videos, they add just a different component to that experience. So yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly. And let me say some more hello. People are filing in. We have DS here, the food plane. Hello to you, sir. He's giving hellos as well. Serena is also here. Dr. Taji is here in the building. All right, now, Mr. Terrell, let me tell you real quick. Let me tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you. So I was like, okay, how do I want to talk about your art and bring it up? And I thought, well, I'm going to have to probably more than likely share something because just putting up some photos and things, so I did capture a little bit of something here, just a little bit of something.
Yes.
So we went moving through your Instagram and I was saying to myself, what I really enjoy about all artists is how each of us sees the world, right? Like things that I would see, which could just be like, you see the world in a different way. And there is something about your love of you that I just gravitate towards. I was like, I love it. Absolutely love. This is one of those compilations, but it's just being able to look at the world through your eyes. And I said, man, this is giving me a whole nother idea of how to walk through the world and how to even see myself. You know, I thought, I just, sometimes I'm speechless, and I know that doesn't happen very often. Not very often, but sometimes I am speechless. So I have to ask, tell us who you are and what is your superpower, sir, please.
Ooh, oh, I love that. I've always said that one of my superpowers, because I like to think of myself as a jack of all trades, or a master of none, or a master of one is a master of none. We can just read that in books, but for the most part, who I am and my power is manifestation. I think that that's something that I have always seen for myself. If I want something, or if I put my mind to something, it's gonna happen regardless. So I think that in its whole is what really my art is. It's about self-reflection and seeing self. So it's to hear you say that it helps you want to look at yourself, that right there, because that is something I feel like throughout my life, I have been in spaces where I have met a lot of great people, and those great people have shown me that documentation is important, not only for the people that you love around you, but yourself primarily. Like you have to put that emphasis back onto yourself, because if not, who will? So I've definitely taken a lot of those lessons to my own self.
Another one to table. I'm tabling everything because I want to. Sometimes I want to follow the rabbit right down the rabbit hole. I was like, Gwendolyn, hold it.
Right.
I feel like this may lead us back to where I want to go. But your handle, which I always read as image 0087. So, as a photographer, you can title your image any way you see fit, but that's one of the ways to title it. How did you arrive at that?
So it's so funny, and I would have to show you the picture. Let me see if I find it so you could see. But 0087, well, 87 is actually my birth year. So I was transferring a lot of like scanned photos onto my laptop, and I was going through, and I have this very if my mom didn't know at that point, she should have. But I have that picture was titled image _0087, and I was like, wow, like what is the coincidence of that? But it's a picture of me, and it's me when I'm very young, and I'm trying to find it right now. So you could see, if you could see it. I'm like, man, I have a lot of photos. That's why I'm like always having to buy.
I have to ask myself, how many photos do you keep in your phone? Oh my God, look at you. Aren't you cute?
So that is the photo that was the name of my Instagram handle. So once I put it in there, I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy that it titled it that number. Like what?
The universe was talking to you.
Yes.
The universe was. So let me just get into one of those, because we pick a handle based on a number of things, right?
Yeah.
I just happened to be named by someone else. He was like, "You look like a bunny rabbit." I was like, "Okay." He said, "We're going to call you Black Power Bunny Rabbit," but it was too long for Twitter back in the day, so it just became Black Power Bunny. But for you, does that title help you determine what you create as an artist?
Oh, of course. I feel like it has. It's the foundation of me. So I feel like that, and that's what it is. I tell my friends all the time, like I'm enjoying this new space that I'm in, because in the beginning, my Instagram was really a way to only promote like art and self-portraiture, which of course those are great things. But I feel like we were saying earlier, there is moments of like wanting to allow the world to see the people in my life and see them in the way that I see them, because there's a difference of perspective. So I think that is something now I'm getting into. So now you might even see yourself in one of the videos coming up. So it's like stuff like that. Like I want to continue to promote, because a lot of the people in my life are very artist driven. So I think that's something that it's like we're mirrors in that way.
Let me do a quick little public service announcement. And I'm going to say that I blame my friend Joe, my better half,
Right, and my better half. I have to show
Yeah,
her.
yeah. Right. Because y'all look cute. Like y'all look cute out of town doing little things. I was like, she could have called me, but whatever. But I thought, like, I remember her saying that she was surrounded by love and surrounded by lovers, right? And I remember just being there recently and seeing all of the people who loved Joe, right? But it wasn't just Joe. Like, whenever I come into that social circle, there is this energy that is just intoxicating.
It really is.
I was like, I need to call the husband and say, look, husband, we're moving back to Houston. Because I don't get this kind of love up north. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like it is like wonderful, and it is deep.
Yeah.
And I said, if everybody could get this experience, imagine what the world would be like.
Yeah.
And every time I come in, and there are a number of art events, and we'll talk about the one that you and Joe are working on right now. But whenever I come in and see all of the art being created by those in your circle, I'm just like, and there is no competition. There is room for every single voice that is there. How does that happen? Like, how did you find those people?
You hit the nail on the head in the beginning. It's all in love. That's what it is. It's a community based on love, and I'm so fortunate to have Joe in my life. Which again, when we first met each other, the first word out of my mouth was, "I love you." Like, who says that to somebody that they just meet? Like, what? But saying that to say, it's like you said, it's room for everyone, and then it's room for love, and I think that's what we all need right now.
Ooh, bruh, man. Now look,
listen,
I didn't bring the moonshine for those kind of conversations. Okay. I didn't bring the moonshine, but I do, because we could definitely have that conversation.
Yes.
But I want to know what your art represents when you are creating, because the title of this is "When Words Are Not Enough."
Yes, and that's so. Whenever I came up with that saying on in my Instagram bio, that's how I feel about portraits. Is that they speak for you sometimes when words can't be spoken, and I think that that you being an amazing photographer yourself, I think that is something that you do it for the love, period. But when you get to hear people who are like, your art in some way helped me see myself, that's the one that's been, I won't say heavy, but it's like heavy on my heart, because it's like that is something that I want my art to represent, is that yourself, like your love for self is very important. It's sometimes the most important, because that's how you move throughout the world. So I think that if I could say anything, that's what I want my art to represent, is that I am fully living my life through art, and that's my motto.
Now, do you use anything to create? Well, take it back. I don't want to say that. What I want to say is, what inspires you? Because whenever I look at your collection on Instagram, it feels as if you're just walking through the world and something just captures your eye.
Yeah.
But what actually hits that little note that says, "Ooh, this needs to be XYZ"?
I really feel like it's a number of things. I think music is probably one of my biggest inspirations. Like and also surprisingly, most of the times I'm at events or something is pertaining to art in some form, and maybe live art or live music. Um, so in those moments, I'm really like, oh my gosh, I would love to have to capture something to make me remember this moment. And I think that that's what it is. It's living my life through art, and not allowing myself to miss those moments, and also not miss the present, like still be in the present and not just be on my phone taking pictures or having my camera taking pictures, but be present and capture the present.
You know, I was going to go there. Like,
Oh, let's go.
I know for myself, I mean, I have been known to share that if you see something happening on my Instagram or any kind of social media platform, it's a good chance it's anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 years old. Because I'm in the moment, and you know, maybe somewhere here I'll capture something, but it doesn't get shared like immediately. It'll just be somewhere down the line. How do you keep that fine balance of enjoying the people around you, but also creating that moment both in video and as a still photo?
So that is, I won't say it's challenging. I think that why it's not challenging now is because I have surrounded myself with people who either understand like, oh, he'll catch up to us, he's back there taking pictures, or or they're also in the moment taking pictures or capturing things as well. But I think the best practice is just knowing, I think reading the room. Like, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I don't want to be taking selfies or like taking pictures that somebody's giving a speech. But you know, there's ways of documenting the speech while it's happening, maybe with voice notes. I think I'm getting in the space of like playing with like even voice notes and adding them to stills, so then that way you can have the imagery and also the sound element too. So yeah, I'm really tapping into a lot of things. So to also stay present, because that's my thing. Like I can't stand when people are just on their phone the whole experience. It's like, you know, there's moments of stepping outside of that and being present with the people that you're around, and then also still also capturing the moments, because that is also very important.
You know, Prince was very clear about not having phones at Paisley Park.
Yes.
And the first time I went, soon after he passed away, I understood it, because as long as you're on your phone, you're missing everything else. You know, like I understand getting a picture here and a picture there, but when you record the entire thing, or you're always, it's like, where were you in the midst of all of this? Like, I don't understand. Or better yet, if we're at dinner and you're on your phone at dinner. Now, I will say, when Joe and I go out, we will do the food thing, the this, that, and then we are talking and kikiing and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a fine balance of how to do it, creating memories and also capturing those memories when you're there, because it is just that great. Let me also shout out to Lisa. Lisa, ma'am. No, you're not late. You're not, I mean, like, not really, but kind of, you're not late. We mistakenly said today that it started at 5:00 Eastern. That was my bad. I forgot it was 3:30. That was my bad. It's my bad.
Well, listen, I'm glad you said it was, because time is one of the things that I'm working on. So I'm glad you said that time.
So, you know, I mean, you're fine. And shout out to Cass, who is here as well. She says, interesting, good point. Voice notes. Yeah, I have noticed like a lot of your posts will have this combination, and I'm going to use the word mediums. So talk to us about what mediums allow you to fully express who you are.
Oh, I love, so I was just talking to one of my friends we're actually starting a collaboration as well. And I was telling him, I was like, my love for digital art and then also mixed media art is what really helps me kind of not be so like, because I feel like when it comes to like abstract art, which is kind of like where I started, and then also photography, those were my first two mediums. I feel like mixed media and digital art actually helps me kind of like break out of those traditional, okay, this is how you shoot it and this is how you paint and this is, No, you break out of that and you're able to try and do different things. So I think mixed media is my favorite, because I'm able to add the visual video component, and then I'm able to add a picture, I'm able to add my abstract art in the background, or just play with it. Yeah.
Now, did you go to school for art?
So it's so funny. I have a shirt and I was gonna wear it, but it ain't wearable. It says art school dropout. So I did go to school. I actually dropped out because I just felt like it was just not something that, for me as an artist and the way that I wanted to convey my art, I just felt like it was just too. Okay, my dad is a military man, and it just gave me that. And I was like, look, not with my art, no. So yes, I did go to school for 2 years, but I did drop out and was like, listen, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Were you at any point now? Okay, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it. When parents have children who decide to change their career,
Ooh.
it can get kind of ugly.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? I don't understand. You need to get a job.
Luckily, one thing I will say is I always had a job now. I always had a job.
I always had the job. Okay, we weren't worried about that.
But they were like, is this decision one that you won't regret when you get older, when you're like, oh, I should have? And the answer is no. I love the way that my introduction to art is a beautiful story, in my opinion. I think it's one that I never felt in this world that we live in. I never felt like I wasn't good enough, but I will say that fighting to be in spaces is the thing, but that's another topic, of course. But I feel like it helped me navigate what type of artist and who I wanted to be as an artist, versus if I was to be in school, I don't know who I would be, because I feel like I would have that a layout where me not continuing that helped me just go on a free path.
Now I have to ask, because I'm that person. What spaces were we trying to get into?
Well, I think that that's more of the political aspect of like the art world, and like some of the museums will only showcase a select few of us, and then you add the queer element to it, and it's a whole nother topic. So it's those things where I've experienced that, but I haven't experienced those issues and it be mapped out for me, if that makes sense. Like me going and doing that is because, hey, I'm here and I'm doing it on my own accord.
Yeah, I was looking at a post today where one person saw this. It was a woman who was in bondage, right? She was wearing like her cat outfit and tied up and everything, and people were like, oh my god, this is awful, this is violence against women, and there was this whole thing. And then I thought, but this is an art piece. And art is subjective.
It is. Right? Art is one of the most subjective things.
Right. Yeah. So I thought to myself, whoever decided that this piece belonged to where it was like out on the street, and they were like, this is just awful. How do I explain to my kids? Well, you just tell your kids that this is one of the things, right? I mean, it's just, I know, you're like, For me, I thought though, I was like, this reminds me of how, depending on what space you're in, we try to police so much.
Yeah.
Including art.
That's another thing. Like, I feel like a lot of my art is very, very subjective, and it doesn't look like your typical portraiture art. So I think that's one thing. And then the next is I am sometimes the primary focus point. So in those spaces, it's like, and then depending on how I look in that moment, it's like, how can somebody who has a gallery market something like that? But it's not so much how can it market, what's the story? you know. I think that's kind of where now that the space that I'm in, and I'm in such a storytelling space, and I think that is why I'm so fortunate that I've taken this route versus going that route, because I feel like I would have probably not been true to who I am.
Oh. Let me share a couple of these comments as Ron is saying, wow, there. Cass is saying, yes, the right spaces to share the gifts with others.
Yeah.
And Ron also says it is hard to get in those doors. And if they do, the galleries take a chunk of the money.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's the politics behind gallery work is a lot. And I'm learning also. My artistry journey didn't start until 2027, I'll say. Or not 20, wow, I'm jumping ahead to the future. 2017, right? 2017 was when I really like buckled down and was like, hey, I want to really pursue this artist thing. And I'm so fortunate that I did, because the galleries that I have been a part of and the spaces that I have been, I wouldn't trade any of that for the world.
So let me take a slight pivot, since you mentioned that you moved here in 2008 from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask what brought you here? Because now Texas and Florida, they're going neck and neck. For
right,
being like
right. For certain things, for sure.
Hey, they're just. We know what we know about Texas and Florida. Okay, so I have to ask now. Houston though is very enlightening, international, artistic, forward thinking. What made you choose Houston?
So actually, it was kind of like I was outside. I didn't fully tell that I dropped out on my own accord. It was to the point where I'll just give you a little synopsis of like my life and moving here. So my parents decided to move to Texas when I was 17. I was graduating, getting ready to graduate high school, and they're like, we're moving to Texas. You can come if you want. And I was like, absolutely not. This is not this is not happening. I'm not going. So I ended up went to school, and then was losing my mind. It was the first time that I was free, in a sense, like free to be who exactly I wanted to be. And I definitely did that to the T. So in those moments, I reflect and I'm like, ooh, I should have went to Texas, but I'm glad I didn't. But in that moment, my parents moved here. I came to visit, and I'm a mama's boy, so I was like, she got me. She was like, come on, just move out here. And I moved, and I have to say, I love Houston. I travel a lot, and whenever I go, there's places anywhere I go that remind me of Houston. And when I come back home, it feels like home. Like so.
Houston has a certain flair. People talk bad about Houston. They don't understand.
They don't.
It's got its something.
It's the one thing I love about Houston is you can find a piece of wherever you are from here.
Yes.
Like you can go, like people from the East Coast can come out here and be like, "Ooh, this reminds me of da here and there," and I'm like, "Yes, Houston it's just a melting pot."
Now I wanna circle back to those spaces, because as I mentioned earlier, Houston, and I'm not taking it back, the South Side of Houston. Let me make sure I'm clear about what side we're talking about, because the North Side, I don't know about them people. But the South Side of Houston has a growing and, in my opinion, very welcoming art space. Can you share about that?
Yes, like I have been, I'm going to shout out an organization that I actually have an upcoming show with, the Truth Project. They do their gallery space that they use is Match Studios, and I love the studio. It's very welcoming. So yeah, I don't know. I will say I love the museum district. I love the Contemporary Arts Museum. Lawndale is another one that I love. Of course, the African American Arts Museum. the Buffalo Bayou Museum is one of my favorites as well, just because I'm a historic buff. I love history. Another funny motto that I live by that my dad always says: if you don't learn from history, you'll repeat it. So one thing that so I love going there and just reading about our Black history, especially when it's tied to like military and all of those things.
Now, are we gonna get like a Black cowboy exhibit from you? I'm just curious.
Oh, listen. So there's just so much. Like and it's so funny. I was talking to Joe. She's like, just let me know when you're ready to do your cowboy moment, because I know some people with horses. So yes, it's coming soon.
Because I was like, I know you have to be on somebody's trail ride somewhere.
Yes.
Lisa says, I want to visit Houston. I was only there once for a music video, so I never got to see the city. Really, yes, Lisa?
You have to, when you come, let's link, because yes, you have to see Houston, and you have to. Houston's one of the things that people always say, oh, it's so boring, I don't know what to do, or no, you do have to look for certain things to do sometimes, but sometimes it finds you. It really does.
So I don't ever recall a time, having been born there, left, came back, where I didn't have something to do.
Right.
Now, say it again, the north side.
You're like, I don't know nothing about that.
Man,
over there,
I got family over there. I love them dearly, but the north side is just like this different animal. I mean,
it is, and it's so Houston is so big. So when people talk about like the side, like north side, west side of Houston, of Houston, it's so funny because I've lived in Brenham, I've lived in the Woodlands, Conroe, I've lived all over. I've lived all over Houston, and so it's so funny that when I hear people say, I don't do nothing on the north side.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's like, I don't know about all of that. I don't know. But think about it. Most of the things that happened on the south side.
South side, yeah.
It's the south side. Like the best clubs are there. Your shopping is there. Your museums are there. The old money is there. I'm just like, And even I think about the guy that I dated right out of high school. They would drive from Greenspoint to come to the club on the south side.
Listen, it's like, I need to get away from Greenspoint. Let's go.
What's on the north side of Houston?
Anything that you probably don't want.
Yeah. Yes, and it's a different vibe out there. It's just a different vibe.
But I feel like it's also it feels like it's still not developed. Maybe that's how I feel. Like I feel like it's room for development, and maybe over the years it'll
They tried it. They tried it. Let me tell you. Okay, so the south side of Houston truly has old money, like old oil money. Yeah. That's the south side, right? And then when you cross over to the north side, there are some places that had new money, but new money don't know how to act. They went out there, they bought those houses, and they were house poor. And so things couldn't, they didn't last because ain't nobody got no money.
Yeah.
It's just.
And I feel like when people think of like country, Texas or Houston, if you want to say, I say the north side gives that to me, like where it's like more country-ish, where the south is city.
Yeah, south is city. However, you get into like Sunnyside and what have you, there are horses, and they are riding the horses to the gas station.
Yes, and they do not care.
Believe in natural horsepower.
Yes.
So don't be surprised. You're like, or you may see a trail ride run through, and you'll be at the red light.
I feel like just watching them,
watch them do their thing. So Black folks gonna show up for themselves. That's for darn sure. Let me ask this question. Tell us about love as practice.
Yes. So it's so funny how that happened. Is Josie and I we were at an event, and she was talking, and she was like, love is praxis, and I was just like, ooh. I was like, It is like, and that's how I've always, for me, love is a religion. I feel like it's something that it's within all of us, and it should be something that we practice. And I think sometimes it's not. I think we look at the world that we live in today, and it's so easy to just cast aside, or not to have those moments of one, not loving others, but then also sometimes not loving yourself. And I think that that's what love as practice is it's we loved ourselves into liberation. And I'm so excited. I'm always jittery and nervous about stuff, and I told Josie, I was like, this is our baby.
Now, I want to show you guys just a quick little bit from their Instagram page. This is Love is Praxis, and then we'll share more about the event itself. But just going through their page, I tell you, every day there is a message that reminds me to show up in love for myself, and then for those around me and everybody else. Because it's so easy in this world to get caught up in all that's going on out there and feel as if there is no hope, right? There is still a lot of hope. There's a lot of great things happening. We have to surround ourselves with those great things. So there is an artist call, which I believe ends today.
Yes, today
right?
is the last
But
day.
I love the words that are shared, and how, again, you guys mix these video with still, and this was obviously, and y'all, I mean, y'all think y'all cute. Y'all think y'all cute.
Listen,
I mean,
we're gonna take some pictures. We're gonna do our big one.
love is a verb. And I mean, you guys are always telling these stories to remind people about showing up in love, to love with an open heart. I want to love with an open heart. Love liberates, doesn't just hold, that's ego. Love liberates. And yes, we loved ourselves into liberation. I was like, look at these two. Look at these two right here. So tell us this. Now, this is a pop-up event.
Yes. So it's June 5th. We did change the date from June 6th to June 5th. At 6 p.m. at the it's at the I'm drawing a blank, sorry. But it's at the oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm really drawing this blank right now. It's at the because I'm so happy when I found out that's where we were going to have it. I was so happy because it's such the El Dorado Ballroom, child. What?
You're fine.
But yes, it's at the El Dorado Ballroom, and that we talk about just history, the historical component of Houston. That's one place that is solidified in just Houston history. So I'm so excited. Yes, it's a one-time pop-up, June 5th, and I'm just so excited. We're going to actually meet this weekend because we're going to go through the artist call, because a lot of artists have actually submitted, and I'm so excited. So excited.
Yeah, I was like, oh, now I don't want to call it out because I don't want to exploit it, but you guys were looking for queer and trans artists specifically.
Yes, queer, trans, and black, queer, and trans artists specifically. Yes.
Got it.
Because I feel like it's especially in this political climate right now. It's easy for our community to easily be erased, and it's just one of those things that it feels like an obligation or a duty to help and push that level of storytelling. Like, no, we want to see you need to be represented, and you need to tell your story. So here's
the moment I saw it, I was like, oh, I said, what is this? What is this newness that's coming? Because I'm always up for something. And I was like, Gwendolyn can be there. I can be there. Gwendolyn will be there.
Yes, I'm so excited. Yes.
I'm like, okay, this is good. But I want to say that in regards to the community, right? And Joe as well. Like, like I said, Joe and I have been friends for a very long time. I didn't know that she was queer. It wouldn't have made a difference anyway. But I remember her telling me this. I was like, really? I never noticed. I just said, I love her. I love her. I love her for her. You know what I mean? Like, it was never a matter of what her sexual orientation was or things of that matter. And so when I think about the spaces that she's in and what you guys open up, when I walk in, I am treated like one of the family. It's never a matter of who is this person and who's that person. It's like, no, like love is a verb. We just need to show up as ourselves and be accepted.
Yeah.
And be done. Just there. Now, I want to go back to one thing, because you mentioned that you are often the subject of your art. Do you ever get any flack for that?
No. So surprisingly, I would think people would be like, just go sit down and put some clothes on. But but surprisingly, no. No, people actually really, when most of my art is self-portraiture, but I also try to incorporate again that element of storytelling. So it's using myself as the subject, but the subject matter is not exclusive to just myself. Like, so people are always like, I think one of the showcases that I'm still to this day like blown away by is the Lover Boy, my last collection, that the imagery and a lot of the art that I did do, I still put myself in them in some way, but people were like, the message and the story behind it is one that makes me look at myself and say, how can I, one, not show up just for myself or just for people when it's convenient, but all the time. And then if I'm not able to show up for those people or up for myself, like, do I have people around me that I can communicate that to and say, hey, I need you guys to pour into me? And I think that is what my art is the foundation of, is I want it to be a mirrored experience. I want somebody to be able to say, hey, this is something that I can implement, or hey, this is something that I feel for myself and I don't feel alone.
Well, I got to tell you, for me, I do a lot of self-portraits. Okay, I do a lot of stuff.
Listen, I tell people all the time, if you're not doing self-portraiture, as a photographer, it just helps you gauge how you want your models to pose, and it helps you gauge like the overall scenery of everything, because you're having to, self-portraiture will teach you error, it will teach you lighting, it will teach you a lot. So I always say self-portraiture, if you're looking to get into photography, or if you're a photographer, I'm like, self-portrait.
There's this, I believe there's a couple of bodies of photography, but if we put them into two groups, one group wants to be behind the camera
and never
the longest lens possible,
right,
so that they don't have to really talk to people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's one group. The other group is like, oh, I can be behind the camera and in front of the camera. I stay ready. We stay ready.
That's me. Sometimes there's sometimes where I am very, very shy and reserved, and I'm like, no. But other times I'm like, ready. I'm ready all the time.
Now, are you extra protective of your image?
I am. So it's so funny. Me and because I love Instagram curation. So I feel like I have curated my Instagram exactly how I wanted, because one, I don't like to post a lot. So you're only getting the monthly roundups. Because that is how in this day and age of social media, because when my social media journey started when I was 16, 17. So I'm 38 now. So it looks different to me. So I think to help me to one, engage and still post and do all of those things. That's why I don't post as often. But when I do, it's definitely curated. It's like, this is what you get to see.
Yours is mine is just, look, I'm gonna put something out there. It's a little bit of me, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And
it's annoying sometimes, I will say, because you're like, even right now, I have to finish one photo for me to do the next post, and I haven't taken that photo yet. So
see, I'm due for some photos too. I've been talking about it for 2 weeks.
Next. So when you come to, so that's another, I can give you we had announced we want to keep with the theme Super Fine of the Met. So we are going to do Tailored to You as the theme for the show for Love Praxis. So
oh, really? So I need to come dressed to the nines?
Yes, come dressed to the nines and get ready for your picture. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I can do it. I got a couple weeks. I can find something. I can do something. I can do it. I can do it. Oh man, that's gonna be fun though. I like that. I like that. Okay, yeah, because I was gonna come in, just kind of come in.
Well, now you're gonna come in and you're gonna show up and show out. That's what you're gonna do.
I'm gonna have to show up and show out. I do still have some of my hats, so I can do a little. I may have to do a little something. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
I can take that assignment and go someplace with it. That's for sure. Okay, Dooley, thank you for telling me, because I just would have rolled in there like I'm here. All right. Oh, yes. Lisa. Okay, so Lisa Seeley in New York and Ron, who's also a photographer, they are doing that too. I want to say theirs going to be in September, if I'm not mistaken. So, hey, everybody's getting their super fines together.
Yes.
Getting the super fines together. I want to say this before we wrap this up. You can connect with Terrell on Instagram. It is IMG0087. I like how he said that when I started social media, I was just 17. And now I was like, bruh, you are not that old. Cut it out.
It's just being on, I feel like I'm old in the way of like the social media world. Like, I feel like, at certain times I'm like, well, how do you do that? Like, I feel like my parents in that element, like figuring out how to do certain things because the technology has advanced. So I feel like I'm always going to learn it because it's something that I'm the digital era of the time, like I'm a millennial. So I think that's one of the things that I always will have love for is the internet. But I will say that I sometimes it's annoying. I'm like, I need to detach and decompress from it sometimes.
I have to agree with you there because, I remember getting on Twitter early on when it was still a blue bird and you could actually have a good time and meet people.
Good conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a conversation. Like, it was the thing. And then it just got kind of, it is what it is now. But I do remember maybe a few years ago, I thought it's become a job.
Yeah.
Like it really was networking and talking to people. Because when I was in New York, we would start chatting about something on Thursday and we would go gallery hopping Thursday and Friday. And then Saturday it was like something else, but you could put it on Twitter. We'd all meet up, get together, enjoy ourselves, go place to place, and people were actually like engaging with each other, doing these in real life events. And now they're like,
it's a new age of social media, but I feel like we're those people who still want that connection and that networking. I think that we're still on there and we will find each other. It's all integrated. Like, me and you would have found each other somehow, but luckily we connected through Josie. So
we connected through Joe. She and I are due for a champagne and fried chicken.
That sounds good.
We're overdue. Oh man, it's the best. It is the best in the profile. If you guys are not doing champagne and fried chicken, you are not living life. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. And it doesn't have to be even like really good champagne. Just like we would do fried chicken from Frenchie's. Oh. And then do a bottle of Andre from Walgreens.
Listen, That sounds like a good time right there.
Right? Like, so we are overdue. We are overdue for that. As Ron says, Thursday evenings in New York City are gallery hopping nights. I'm saying, like, it was a thing. But
And
you
listen,
are correct.
now that I know that Ron is there, because Ron, so good to chat with you like this. But also, like, I really want to go to the gallery for the Met. It's going through October, I think the end of October, so I have to go. So
Oh, is that when it ends? I was wondering.
Yes, they extended it. This is the first time they ever did that. So I'm like, oh, I gotta go. Gotta go.
Maybe I can get in there because I know FIT did a similar. Should say they are doing a similar exhibit right now as well, but I think that one does not go until October. I think it ends in July. I need to check it. But there are a lot of great exhibits right now, just sharing the love and the exceptionalism of Black creativity, design, style, all the things. You know, we stay bringing seasoning. We stay bringing the seasoning.
Listen, we're the blueprint.
That's what that is. Oh, Lisa says, come to New York in September to our event. There you go. There's your invite, Terrell.
Okay, there's your invite. Perfect,
there you go. And Ron says, yep. He said, I got you, bro. Okay. Well, there we go. Terrell, thank you so much for giving me this time. You know, I'm going to be in Houston for a little bit. Maybe I'll slide by. Maybe you can come to our fried chicken and champagne deal.
Yes, I'll just tip in for a little bit. And then, yeah, right.
We're going to talk about some
stuff. Right.
You know, Joe and I talk about some stuff. We are good to do that. Before I let everybody go, I do want to do this. We did give the shout out. I want to run it back real quick. Run it back. For those of you who are in Houston or who like to travel, you can get down to Love as Praxis. We loved ourselves into Liberations, a pop-up exhibition. It is on June 5th. It is free, but do get a ticket. Yes. You want to make sure that we cover all of that. So get on that. And they do have their Instagram page. Let me run it back one more time. There is an Instagram page where you can also get into their Linktree link. You can get that there. And you can follow them and get all these beautiful messages and also attend the show because, I'm going to be there. And as Terrell said, we are doing super fun. So come with your best. And I want to give one quick little shout out to my compadres on the conference call.
Hello, and this is the Recap Show. My name is Chris Edwards, and I'm here with my other two co-hosts.
I'm Ronald. TJ.
Yeah, and we do a recap show every week for Drag Race. We'd love for you to like our videos, subscribe, and to hit the notification button so you can get notified every time we drop new videos. Every week we bring you lots of fun commentary and our take on what Drag Race is. So just keep it locked here on the conference call every week. We drop new videos every Monday at noon. See you guys then.
Bye.
gotta love TJ. So All Stars is starting, right?
Listen, I did say this new All Stars. I do want to watch it. I haven't watched Drag Race in years because it's too. I feel like it's just too. It became too many of them, but I'm back on board now. But it's a really
back on board.
The artistry of it is so good.
Well, I will tell you that watching the conference call will get you caught up. So
yes, so
put that on your list. Sure, to everybody out there, thank you all for coming in and hanging out with us and giving Terrell all the love. Thank you, sir, for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
I am truly, truly honored. And I want to say this for anybody who is out there. It is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I don't care how you're doing it. You taking care of somebody's kid. You are loving somebody's kid. You a mama. Congrats to you. I'm in my Gigi season, so hey, I'm getting my flowers. But be safe this weekend and see you all next week.
Hey
Hey, it's G. Thank you for watching this episode of Guuuuurl Listen. Be sure to catch me every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. And while you're here, I cordially invite you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you all next week.